When Gunther hit you in front of 20,000 people, did you know that was coming?
Without giving too much away, and Roman Reigns, his aura is just crazy. Man's like aura farming the entire day. Literally, he like strolls.
Walk me
Making the entrance. So Seth Rollins made his entrance and we followed him, and just coming behind him and hearing that, like, so that's like unbelievably loud as you're walking down.
Walk me through the exact moment you got that WWE invitation.
And I was just like, and I just like, I sat there after the call ended for about 10 minutes, just praying and just staring into space, just couldn't believe it. And I rang my parents and I didn't sleep for like a week.
Week for a week.
Honestly, it was crazy. I was so excited.
What did you sacrifice that people don't see? Relationship, money, time.
Honestly, all of the above. Yeah, it's a constant sacrifice, to be honest. It was never a question for me. It was always like wrestling's number one, even if everyone else was sort of saying that should be number two.
When most people think of professional wrestling, they see the bright light, championship belt. When most people think of professional wrestling, they see the bright light, championship belt, sold out arenas, and larger than life superstar entertaining millions of around the world. But what we don't see are years of sacrifice, rejections, hard work, financial struggle, and injuries that happen long before anyone step into a WWE ring. From wrestling in small venues in UK to competing around the world, including China, Japan, Italy, France, Thailand, and many more countries. He spent chasing a dream that many people told him was unrealistic. That journey led him to becoming the PBW Heavyweight Champion and the first ever undisputed BCW Openweight and World Heavyweight Champion with an incredible 1293 days championship reign. Came the moment every independent wrestler dreamed about, receiving the call from WWE. Since then, he appeared on WWE Raw and WWE SmackDown, shared the ring with one of the biggest names in professional wrestling, including Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Gunther, and performed in front of more than 20,000 fans. But this episode is not about wrestling, it's about believing in yourself when no one else does. It's about continue to chase your dream when the odds are against you. It's about the sacrifice people never see, and the mindset would be keep move forwarding when quitting would be easier. So whether you are a wrestling fan, an athlete, entrepreneur, or simply someone toward the goal that feel impossible, I think you are going to take something valuable from this conversation. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Orbit Breaker, British professional wrestler, Daz Black.
That confidence and skill.
Yeah, he's too handsome. He's too handsome.
Far too handsome.
I don't know.
Far too
I
skilled.
don't know how I feel about people with this level of skill plus this level of handsome.
It's not fair.
Before we getting into your story, I have to ask, when Gunther hit you in front of 20,000 people, did you know that was coming?
I mean, without giving too much away, I was told something was coming. And yeah, it was it was a lot cooler than I expected. Let's say that.
Is there a moment in your career where you genuinely thought this might actually be it for me?
Like in terms of like career over, you mean?
Yes.
Not like by my choice, but in terms of like I've had it told to me many times with injuries. I've had like one sort of bad injury where I was told, by doctors and things that like it's probably over, but I just wouldn't accept it basically. And I kept getting more and more different approvals and different things until eventually the doctors were like, okay, actually, yeah, you've improved and you're good. So that was a blessing.
So, take me back to the version of you before of this. What was that kid actually running from or chasing? What did wrestling give you that nothing else did?
Yeah, you always hear like people say like it's an escape, but I got into it when I was like 4 years old. So back then there wasn't anything to run from. It was purely just something I loved. But as I grew up, certain things happened that I always knew wrestling was there that I could lean onto. So for example, my parents getting divorced or, losing people, stuff like that. And yeah, that's when you realize like it really is something you can lean on because that is the thing that got you through those points. So to be honest, there's so many points in life where it's been the thing that's got me through.
Was there a moment your family or friends thought you were chasing something stupid? How did that you feel?
I mean, yeah, it was constant, to be honest. Especially, during school, it was always the way that, my mom or my teachers would constantly say, like, you need to give that up and you need to start, pursuing a more realistic job. And never really listened. Although I did. I went to university as well to, get an education, have a backup and stuff. But yeah, it was never a question for me. It was always like wrestling's number one, even if everyone else was sort of saying that should be number two.
What's the lowest point nobody saw? Not on camera, not on Instagram.
Yeah, it would be the injuries. Like just any sort of moment when you think, the thing you love the most, wrestling's going to be taken from you is awful. And like, with rehabbing from injuries, it's not just a linear path. Some days go up and then some go down. You have setbacks. So it was like quite a lot of sort of constant battling with the thought that like it might be taken from you, and that sort of always brings the low points, but it also brings the high points when you realize that you can get over it.
Okay. What did you sacrifice that people don't see? Relationship, money, time.
Honestly, all of the above. Yeah, it's a constant sacrifice, to be honest. It's why it's one of them things that, like, wrestling's something you can't really explain because there's nothing else like it. You just give so much, and sometimes you don't get much in return, but I would argue you also get everything in return because without it, I just couldn't live without it. It's the best thing in the world. So when you think about like the amount of money I've spent on it or the amount of time and things that I've missed for those moments where it is perfect, you would just give it all up again,
Walk me through the exact moment you got that WWE invitation. Where were you? Who told you? And what was the first thing you felt?
So this is actually a wild story. I just got to China to wrestle, and I just landed, I think, at 1 a.m. in China, and then I got to my hotel at maybe 2 a.m. and tried to go to sleep, but I have trouble sleeping, and also it's a completely different time zone. So I was really struggling. So I was just lying in bed trying to sleep. Wasn't working. And I looked at my phone because it got to like 5 a.m. I checked my phone, because I was like, maybe I just won't sleep tonight. Maybe I'll just try and stay up and then sleep tomorrow or something. So I looked at my phone and I had a message from the WWE talent scout, and he said, oh, I need to give you a call in the next few days. And initially I thought there is some, like, a European tour coming in a few months. So I thought, okay, maybe it's about that. But then I thought, last time we spoke about this, it wasn't a call. It was just pretty straightforward over the email. So I was like, okay, why would it need to be a call? And you always, hear that classic, oh, I got the call. So I was like, maybe this is it, but surely not. And I said, oh yeah, I'm free right now, even though it was like 5 a.m. and I hadn't slept. Cause I think he was still in England at this point. And, he was like, great. So then he called me and told me, and I was just like, yes. And I just like, I sat there after the call ended for about 10 minutes, just praying and just staring into space. I couldn't believe it. And I rang my parents and I didn't sleep for like a week.
For a week.
Honestly, it was crazy. I was so excited.
What's something that happens backstage at a WWE tryout that would actually shock people watching this?
I think 2 things. One is the amount of like physical demand, like the amount of drills you have to do and cardio, and the physical aspect. I think a lot of people underestimate how hard it is. It is very taxing. And secondly, the teamwork. I think a lot of people think that, everyone's competing for, one spot, so everyone's going to be, like really mean to each other or something. But it's not like that at all, because the number one rule in wrestling is teamwork. So even though everyone does want that spot, we're also like very much of the understanding that this is teamwork and you have to be a team player. So the camaraderie and just teamwork and like excitement for each other to do well and encouragement is like really shocking. It genuinely is like probably the most supportive group of people I've ever been with. It was really fantastic, and you make such good friends.
You are standing next to Rollins, CM Punk, right? Guys, you grew up watching up.
Yeah.
Be honest, was there a moment you froze?
Oh yeah. It was, the whole day was surreal, to be honest. Like, when we first got there wasn't any like promises of anything to come from it. So then when you get told, oh, you're going to do this, oh, and then you're going to do this, and then they pick certain people and like, oh, you're going to be with Seth Rollins and and they pick certain people from that they want to actually get involved and stuff like that. And it's just like, every single time it went up, I was like, this is crazy, man. I just feel so blessed. And just, when you're actually in that moment, standing there, so close to them, in front of all the people, you're like, this is amazing.
What one thing you noticed about Rollins, and CM Punk, and how they carry themselves that you did not accept?
Yeah, that's actually something I noticed a lot, was 2 things. One, I thought in my head that CM Punk would be like super duper just chill and, kind of like stroll in when it was his time, and that was it. It was actually the opposite. He was, out of the 3 of them, I'd say he was the one that was the most sort of excited backstage. Like, he was sort of waiting at the monitor and like pacing back and forwards, like excited to go out there, which I don't know, I just didn't expect really. And then Roman Reigns, his aura is just crazy. Man's like aura farming the entire day. Literally, he like strolls, he walks in like slow motion backstage, and he's just got this swagger when he's walking, and it's just cool. But genuinely, when he walks through, everybody just stops and is like, whoa. Like he knows like how cool he is, sort of thing. It's amazing.
Aura farming.
Very cool. Yeah, for real. It's incredible.
Out of Roman Reigns, Rollins, CM Punk, and Gunther, who actually surprised you the most as a person?
Ooh. I guess Roman, in the fact that sometimes you don't know if it's like a character or if it's them turned up to 10. With him, it seemed like what you see on TV isn't even him turned up to 10. It's just him. Like, it's like in real life, he actually is, like I said, just like walking around in just this like, this aura farming state all day. That was quite surprising. I thought he would be like much more like, I don't know, one of the guys backstage, but instead it's like he's very like on his own and just always in that exact same like cool, collected manner the whole day, which is pretty damn cool.
Okay. Everyone thinks wrestling is fake until they see a hit like Gunther. Be honest with me. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much did that actually hurt you?
I mean, it's steel steps, like for real, genuine steel steps. And he's like 6'4", whatever, 6'5". So that's like a big drop onto them steps as well, man. It hurt a lot, like exactly as much as you'd think it hurt. It did. But on top of that, there's 20,000 people screaming. Like, you're feeding off of that energy as well. So it's like you're lying there, and on one side it really hurts, but then on the other side you're also kind of numb because you're just listening to the crowd cheering, and it's a pretty crazy feeling. But the next day was pretty sore.
Walk me second by second through that steel steps spot. What did you feel first? Sound, impact, or pain?
I think it happened very fast. And I remember as soon as I got up there, I was like looking out into the crowd and I thought, oh my God, this is high up. And then I heard like gasps from the crowd, like, whoa. And then I felt the like sudden thud, and I felt it. And because of the stairs, it like echoes. It makes this kind of like doof, like thud sound. And I heard that. And then it almost felt like, I felt like a lot of pain, but for like a fraction of a second. And then I heard the crowd and it numbed it completely. And then I was lying there and I was just purely listening to the crowd, and it felt like my body was completely numb. It was crazy. It was like surreal. Genuinely, it was unbelievable.
20,000 plus people are screaming in the stadium, and you are standing in that ring. Does it feel like power, or does it feel like a fear?
Power, I'd say. Like, felt it just felt energetic. Like, there's so much energy. You could feel, like, it was really warm, and it was so like, it was like I don't know, like some kind of like vortex of sound. Like the whole arena, all the sound was amplified right into the ring. It was like so unbelievably loud, and you just felt like you wanted to do a double backflip. Like, that was the hardest part, honestly, was like all this energy that the crowd was giving you. The hardest part was just standing there. Like, if you were to tell me to go and do like a 20-minute match instead, I think I would have been more comfortable doing that than standing there, because I was just like buzzing inside. I was like, I want to like feed off this crowd. I want to do something.
Is there a sound or moment from that night that you can still hear in your head right now?
Yeah, all the time I hear it. It was, well, there's three. First of all, actually making the entrance. So Seth Rollins made his entrance and we followed him, and just coming behind him and hearing that, like, burn it down, and then the fireworks, like the fire going, and that was like so loud. It was unbelievable. Like, you don't realize how loud the music actually is and the fireworks, and then obviously the crowd starts cheering his song, so that's like unbelievably loud as you're walking down. then when CM Punk's music hit, that was like unbelievable. It like hit and then the crowd popped and it was like, oh my God. And we all like turned around and looked. That was amazing. And then the last one was when there was chanting Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns. It was so loud. And it was just like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
I know this is the one nobody asked directly, but I am going to anyways. What the actually pay gap between grinding the Indeed circuit and getting a WWE level check?
Yeah, I mean, so it's very dependent on the position you're at and stuff. But for the most part, like if you don't have if you're not like an ex-WWE guy, for the most part, you don't have that like, you know, the rub of being a WWE star, then the gap is very big. I mean, like the starting salary for the main roster on WWE now is like, what, 300, 400,000, something crazy like that to start. Obviously not developmental, but the main roster. So the gap between a salary like 400 grand and the indies is very different. So yeah, it is quite a difference.
I need a real answer. WWE or AEW? Which one actually respect its wrestler more?
It's tricky because I always hear certain things about both of them. You know, you hear stories about how they deal with people's injuries, for example. You hear a lot of that, and then you hear about, you know, what expenses are paid for in contracts and things like that. But I mean, a lot of it I hear is just through rumors, so I'm not sure what's actually true and what's not. All I've had from like first-hand experience is WWE at the tryout and things, and I know from that I get the sense very much that it's a very close-knit community and very, very supportive, which I love. So from personal experience, WWE is amazing, but at the same time, I've never had any involvement with AEW, so I wouldn't know. So to be honest, I don't really know enough on the topic to answer, to be honest.
Be honest, do you actually believe you will be a full-time WWE wrestler? Or is there a part that you're scared it might not happen?
I do. Obviously there's always the bit of you that's scared, and I think that comes with anything you really, really want. If there's something that means that much to you, then you have to be scared for it not to happen. If it doesn't scare you, then you can't really want it that much. Do you know what I mean? Like, if it didn't happen and it didn't bother you, then you can't have wanted it that much. So I'm always scared of like, if it didn't, it would be the worst thing ever, you know. But the emotion of excitement and belief that I will do it overshadows the being scared of not getting it. So yeah, I really do believe it, for sure. I know it. I know it will.
If WWE called you tomorrow with a contract, what the first person you did call?
It's either my mum or my dad. It depends what time it is and what time zone they're in, because my mum might be in the UK or she might be in America. So depending on what time of day it is, it would either be my mum or my dad. And whichever one it was first, I'd call the other one straight after. It would be them first, then I'd call my brother, and then I'd probably sit there for a while and just think and thank God, and then I'd start making more calls. But yeah, mum and dad would be first.
So what does the 10-year-old version of you think about what are you right now?
I think at 10 years old, I was already being told, you need to like start focusing on something more realistic for your future, you know, start concentrating on normal jobs more. So already at 10, I was feeling that frustration of wanting people to believe in me when they didn't. So I think he'd be pretty proud seeing that I'm actually pursuing it at this age. I think more specifically, when I was younger at that age, I used to go to PBW shows in Scotland and watch their champions and be like so amazed by them. And now I am the PBW champion, so I get to see that in other kids like that were just like me, which is like amazing to me. And then they tell me things about how inspirational it is, and that means so much to me. And I guess seeing that I've done that and also gone further, like taking it around the world and the opportunities I've had with WWE, I think he'd be pretty proud. But at the same time, because of the self-belief, he wouldn't be satisfied. So that's always something that keeps me pushing. Like, he's pretty happy, but he's not happy. He's not fully content yet. He needs to keep pushing. I'm not a WWE champion yet, so I need to keep going. Haven't main evented WrestleMania yet.
Just 1 minute. So let's go.
Sweet.
Okay. Before we getting into your story, just 1 minute, 1 minute.
Okay.
Background noise, actually background noise. So start. So give me a one message to all the wrestlers.
To anyone who wants to be a wrestler, I would say, if it's something you really, truly, truly know you want, then prove how much you want it, you know? Nothing's gonna get handed to you. So if you really want it, then you do have to make sacrifices, and a lot of them. And, you know, you have to prove how much you want it. And sometimes you'll get nothing back for it. But if you really want it, you just keep going anyways. At the same time, I would say definitely get an education too. My mum always told me that, and I was like, okay, I'll do that. But there was times I thought, is this really worth it if I'm going to wrestle? And then I met Drew McIntyre, and he told us at a seminar the exact same thing. He was like, get an education to fall back on. So I was like, oh, damn, this really is right then. So I went to university. So I'd say 100% get an education, and then at least you've got that security, that safety net, that if things don't work out for whatever reason, maybe it's a horrific injury that you never saw coming, you know, then you've at least got something to fall back on, or something to make money as you're pursuing it. But most of all, after you've got that education, keep pushing, keep grinding, and try and find something unique in yourself. I know a lot of people fall into the trap of, they see a guy on TV, a wrestler, and they think, okay, I need to be exactly like him because he's been signed. And to an extent, yeah, there is, you know, certain things, certain traits that wrestlers have, certain looks they have, maybe, but if something's been done, it's been done, you know? You need to have something unique about you. And there's so many wrestlers trying to find the same spot. You need to find something unique in you that is undeniable, that people can go, okay, maybe this guy's bigger, maybe this guy's got more this and that, but he doesn't have the one thing that guy has that no one else does. So find something unique, and everybody has something unique. So just find what it is in you. That's it.
So what's your biggest life lesson ever?
Ooh, I don't know. Biggest life lesson ever. It's gonna sound cliche, but never give up.
Never
I mean, there's a reason John Cena's the GOAT, you know,
John
there's a
Cena.
reason he resonates. Exactly. It's so true. Never give up. And also just, I would say just be kind as well. As much as that sounds like a bit of a disappointing answer, it's true. Be kind. Nobody in the world should be judged for any way they want to live or any, you know, anything they can't change, or whatever your religion is or your race or your sexuality or anything, we're all humans. We're all living with each other, so we might as well get on, you know. Just be kind to other people.
And your biggest mistake in your life ever?
Oh God. Biggest mistake ever. Wow. Oof. Oh God, that's difficult. I don't know. I guess it's also that thing of, if you live with a lot of regrets, then, you know, you wouldn't be where you are now. So sometimes, like, dwelling on things that could have been different is bad, because if you're in a good place now, then you were supposed to, you know, it's all part of your path. So it's hard to say. I guess honestly, I don't know. I mean, okay, it's probably not the biggest, but one thing I can think of is I had an opportunity to have a match with Will Ospreay years ago when I was younger. That would have been incredible, but I said no because, well, I didn't say no. I already had another booking, and I had to honor that booking. So obviously that's something you regret, in the fact that I could have had a match with Will Ospreay. But then, again, by the same token of me saying everything happens for a reason, if I had done that, then, you know, that would have showed the other company that I'm not reliable, and, you know, it wouldn't have been very nice for the other company. So, in a way, yeah, I did lose out on the match, but I also didn't let down other companies for it, you know. So, I guess it's not a mistake, maybe, but definitely something you're pretty like, oh, when I could have had that match with him.
So, thank you so much for coming the show.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you.
And I'm not good in English, but I'm trying my best.
No, it was good. It was good, man. For real.
And again, thank you so much. And
I
you are
appreciate
really amazing. I just saw your Insta, and boom.
Thank you so much, man.
मतलब I am just like seriously, I have no words. मतलब like what did I say? I'm really, and now I am your fan. I am your fan.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you.
When I
Likewise.
saw your reel, I just like that. Wow, this man, he's living his life. He's
Thank
living.
you.
I am also a wrestler, and my dreaming
Nice.
also.
Oh,
My
awesome,
dreaming
man.
also.
Awesome.
But just when I saw your reel, I'm just like he's dreaming. He's living my dream life.
I appreciate it, bro.
And again, thank you so much for coming the show. And
Thank you, man.
And giving the precious time.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
And just give me a 5 minute. I'm just saving this clip.
Cool.
And that's the end of today's episode. I hope you enjoyed this episode. A big thank you to Daz Black for joining us today. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe the channel. We are very close to 1000 subscribers, and leave your favorite moment in the comment section, and also like this episode. Thank you so much for listening this episode, and I will see you in the next episode. Until then, have a great day. Bye.